Good morning, everybody. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. It's 5:26:23, actually at 3:17 a.m. Yes, it is, folks. I wanted to be asleep 2 hours ago. But I wanted to get this out to you actually earlier today, and I just got too busy. Yesterday, Tina Turner, not my rooster, not my little transitioned rooster, but Tina Turner, the legendary rock and roll singer, actually died at the age of 83. Tina Turner, who initially found fame in a turbulent musical partnership, became one of the biggest acts in the world as a solo artist and one of the defining pop icons of the 1980s. Here's her photo, folks. She's amazing. Just amazing. Here you go. I'll post a link to the article. Here she is again. Stunning. And this little mini art is by Sawlight, who is located on eBay. You know I like to purchase all these cute little kitty images. They're originals. She had suffered, now this is really confusing to me. The article goes on to say Tina Turner, the pioneer rock and roll star who became a pop behemoth in the 1980s, has died at the age of 83 after a long illness. She had suffered ill health in recent years, being diagnosed with intestinal cancer in 2016 and having a kidney transplant in 2017. I find this just bizarre because this woman was incredibly healthy. She no longer lived in the United States. I believe she moved to Switzerland. We'll move on here and see exactly where that is. Turner affirmed and amplified black women's formative stake in rock and roll, defining the era of music to the extent that Mick Jagger admitted to taking inspiration from her high-kicking, energetic live performances for his stage persona. And everybody knows about how Mick Jagger would strut across the stage. Well, he didn't invent that. Tina Turner did. She had those gorgeous legs and those little mini skirts. Let's see. What else here? You know, she had a doomed relationship with Ike, who was turning her into his moneymaker. And she wrote in her 2018 autobiography, My Love Story, that he needed to control me economically and psychologically so I could never leave him. So evidently he was a narcissist, but I wonder if he was a handler. I wonder if perhaps Tina was targeted in some way because these illnesses are quite bizarre. And then in the second half of the 1960s, the duo were courted by many rock's biggest names. Phil Spector produced the 1966 single River Deep. And stars including David Bowie, Sly Stone, Cher, Elvis Presley, and Elton John came to their Las Vegas residency. Here she is again, folks. So she was a Grammy-winning force in the 1970s. And then she announced her retirement in 2000, a year after releasing her final solo album, 24/7, though she would return to the stage in 2008, performing at the Grammy Awards with Beyoncé and for a final tour to mark 50 years of her career. Tina Turner often said that she did not relate to the invincible persona that others put on her. She says, I don't necessarily want to be a strong person, she told the New York Times. She said, I had a terrible life. I just kept on going. You just keep going, and you hope that something will come. This is remarkable. She's a remarkable woman, telling people that she had a terrible life and that she just kept going. That's what we need to do. We just need to keep going in spite of the setbacks that these criminals project onto us, their sabotaging of our once prosperous lives. It's all a projection of who they are or who they are not projecting onto us because they're greedy, jealous, envious psychopaths. So in 2020, she had a remix of her 1984 hit, What's Love Got to Do With It? And by the Norwegian producer Kygo, made Turner the first artist to have a UK top 40 hit in 7 consecutive decades. And in 2021, she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo artist, and 30 years after Ike and Tina Turner's induction. She is survived by her second husband, German music executive Erwin Bach, and they married in July 2013 after 27 years together, and they lived in Switzerland. In 2013, Turner renounced her U.S. citizenship to become a Swiss citizen. Now, this is very sad. She said her first child, Craig Raymond Turner, died in July 2018, and last year she said that following her other son, Ronnie's death at the age of 62, that he left the world too early, and she survived the two of them. With Ike Turner's son, Ike Turner Jr. and Michael Turner, whom she adopted. That's very sad. I did not know that about her. I did not realize that 2 of her sons had passed away. I don't exactly know why. I haven't done any research on it. But just hearing that she passed away and the reasons why is just so highly suspect to me. And that she moved out of the country, and that she said that she had a horrible life, and the way she was controlled by her first husband, you just have to wonder if she was targeted in some way, and perhaps that first husband, not only a narcissist, but perhaps a handler. The fact that her 2 sons died, it's just so highly suspicious, right? One died in 2018 and another died at the age of 62. So, I don't know the details, but I just wanted to put a shout out there for all those people that love Tina Turner, and also for everybody that named who I thought was a hen, who transitions into a rooster, Tina Turner. So even though he's a rooster, I still call him Tina, although sometimes I call him Jaws because he attacks my feet sometimes, although he's kind of weans his way off of that after getting kicked a few times. But lastly, we can't end this on just that, because my favorite Bureau of Instigation is always in the news lately. They've been in the news so much. The widespread FBI abuse of foreign spy law sets off alarm bells, the tech group says. Section 702 debate rages after another FISA Court opinion is unclassified. The FBI isn't supposed to use its most controversial spy tool to snoop on emails, texts, and other private communications of Americans or anyone located in the United States. However, that didn't stop the FBI from sometimes knowingly using its Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA, Section 702, powers to conduct warrantless searches on U.S. persons more than 280,000 times in 2020 and 2021, according to new disclosures. Well, I'm going to tell you folks, that's just 2020 and 2021. How about the illegal warrantless search on my property at 52 Sutton Drive, Manalapan? Not once, not twice, but several times. And how about the fact that you stole all the photos of my antiques for my insurance company? So for when you destroyed them all, I didn't have the original photos, you criminals. Oh, I wonder if it was the Manalapan Police Department that helped with that search, that warrantless search. Or maybe it was just the FBI. Among the most concerning so-called backdoor searches on Americans were disclosures that the FBI ran more than 23,000 inquiries on people involved in storming the U.S. Capitol, and 19,000 on political campaign donors, and 133 on protesters after the police killing of George Floyd. Boy, they're snoopy-doopy nosy buddies, aren't they? Wow. But you know what they're not discussing here? These are not just the warrantless searches of your homes and emails and text messages and other private communications. They're watching you get undressed and shower. They're watching you in the sexual act, folks. They're watching you undress. They're watching you eat and cook. Yeah, that's what they're doing, folks. But they're not stating this yet. In any news reporting. But folks, you and I can tell them. We'll instruct them. Why don't we all contact Jim Jordan? Or perhaps we need to contact, let's see. This publication is called ARS Technica. They're talking about shocking abuses. This is dated May 23rd, 2023. It's written by Ashley Belanger. Perhaps we should contact Ashley and tell her they're not just searching through our emails. They're searching through our homes. They have little spy cameras and neighborhood watch snitches watching us to report back and get their little gift cards. Yes, folks. Oh, but also, in addition to the abuses of the FBI, let me read this to you, folks. Let me find it. I received an email about a class action lawsuit against Google and Facebook for using our medical records to spy and then sell it for billions. This is a bona fide class action lawsuit, and I put my name on it. It's from 2007. If you've been on Facebook or Google since 2007, you get your name on this list. And all the email addresses or Facebook handles that you have used to sign on to Facebook. It's called the Facebook userprivacysettlement.com. So it's HTTPS. I'll post the link in the comments in the description center. https://www.facebookuserprivacysettlement.com, and then you submit a claim. It doesn't take long to complete. It gives you drop-down boxes for yes and no answers, and the answers that they are seeking. They also give you a little plus sign to add multiple email addresses, multiple Facebook handles. You'll just have to remember to click the plus sign, and then you'll get another entry, a blank entry to complete to add that additional entry. So, folks, that's all the news for this morning. I'd like to shower and get a few hours of sleep. I hope everybody's doing well. Oh, yes. Just so you know, that gorilla creature, he has at least 2 more YouTube names. He left 2 ridiculous comments under my short about my cameras spinning around. And I just wanted to tell you for the record, that's not the only camera that spins and becomes disabled. But it is the most frequent one, because it's the one that would catch the criminals coming and going from my house and the chicken coops. I do have other cameras in other buildings that face my house, and those cameras will also time out. And there are huge clumps of footage that usually go missing, like when they're stealing an animal. So to that creature that's still stalking my channel and now using 2 different names, I am on to you. You're blocked. I don't have an interest in your nonsense. And before you leave a ridiculous comment, Why don't you inquire about what's really going on here instead of discrediting me? So what happened was, after this creature downvoted it so many times, it went from 100% to 50%, even though at that moment there were 114 people that clicked on it and watched it, and that there were a thumbs up. So folks, anybody that's interested in knowing what those two other YouTube names are, email me privately and I will provide them to you. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. I hope everybody's having a good night or early morning if you're still awake. Signing off for now.